Top of the morning to you. Going to do a little work today on some old radio parts. When I normally, when I recap a radio, I don't go crazy and recap everything. I usually look at it and see what's going on first instead of this random carnage. But everybody's got their own way. Earlier I showed you this radio I was working on, and this cap had actually went bad. This is a it's 002 at 1000 volts. You can see this thing's got a pretty thick coating of it's a Sprague. It's a paper cap, and it's got a pretty thick coating of wax on it. And I've got a new cap to put in the radio, but I really don't like the look of these yellow caps. But interestingly enough, those babies will fit right inside that tube, if you can get it apart. What I do is I gently warm them up. You can use any source of heat. Sometimes even the hairdryer will work. And I'm just going to use the good old stove here today. And you can see almost instantly. First thing I do is warm them up a little bit and take some towels and try and wipe the wax off of them. You can see that right there. We'll zoom in a little bit. Don't get them too hot or you'll be stamping the thing out with your foot. Another good thing that works is heat guns. If you can get an inexpensive heat gun, those work fine. The towels kind of soak up some of that goo, and you just keep warming the thing up. Some of these are encapsulated with wax, and some are encapsulated with pitch. The pitch ones you have to warm up a little bit more. Oh, there we go. If you warm that up, eventually it'll start oozing out the side. And that's probably a pitch one. Just keep slowly warming it up. Wiping that off. And eventually you should be able to just pull that tube right off of there. There you go. Try and roll it over here where it isn't in the wax. This cap failed, and you can see it's basically some foil with two ends plugged in there. This end is still plugged. Just slide that baby off there. Okie dokie, now comes the time. Hopefully your new cap will fit. Today's modern plastic capacitors or polyesters, depending on what you buy, are pretty tiny. And they definitely probably outlive those paper capacitors. Yep, slips right in there. I'm just going to slide that in there, and you can seal the ends back up with a lot of different things. Epoxy works, Elmer's will work if you want to, you know, slowly dribble it in there. Wood glue. I like to use wax, because then if push comes to shove, you can reverse the thing, and you're set to go. I mean, the other thing I do is I always write some notes when I redo radio, and these parts actually go back in a bag, and that's interesting. There's a little piece of tape there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, right there. Must be to wrap that baby up. It's probably some 10,000-year-old cellophane tape. And you can go merrily by your way, just plugging and chugging those. Like I said, I use wax to plug them back up. And I've tried a number of different things over the years. I kind of like the authentic look of that. One of the things I kind of did for a while, I kind of discontinued it. It didn't seem to make any difference. I thought I was doing the world a favor. Was I used to plug these up with wax, but I always made it red. and it kind of gave the cap a little bit of a weird look, but it also made you think what was going on there a little bit. There's something funny. Nobody ever made any caps with red ends that I knew of anyway. So it was kind of it was supposed to be a clue to the next person fixing the radio that, hey, this might not be a stock cap, it might be a restuffed one. And lately I've just started writing notes down, and then if I give the radio away or sell it or trade it or do whatever, the bag with the notes and the old parts goes with it, and then the next user can do what they will. You know, if they want to throw it away and kind of do that, then that's doom on them. So there you go. You can the other reason I like wax is it hardens up pretty darn quick. You can get some pitch too. They still make pitch, and it's a little higher melting temperature than the wax. You can use a heat gun or hair dryer. Usually what I do is I center these all up and I stack them on some actually what I use is the edge of corrugated cardboard, and I turn the cardboard on end, and you can see that just fits right in there if I zoom in and show it to you. And I stack that up and set it up, and then I go through and do a number of them. I usually do these in little runs, and you might want to do it outside. If you burn the pitch or the wax, it'll kind of stink up the place, but nothing major. I don't know, kind of do the rest of your household a favor and not stink up the place too bad. So there you go, how to restuff a cap in, what, under 10 minutes? Yeah, pretty quick. Okie dokie. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to leave it. And look, it was even made in the US. How about we zoom out? This camera does not do close work terribly well. This one was rated at 1000 volts, but interestingly enough, that actually says outside foil. The idea being that this side was to go to the lowest voltage to kind of make a shield over the thing. I don't think anybody ever did it, but yeah, well. Have a groovy day. If you'd like to leave a comment, I think I mentioned that, or subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. Winter's coming, and in the cool months I kind of get trapped inside, so I gotta work on inside projects, and tinkering with the old radios that I obtained during the summer months is one of the winter projects. So take her easy. Have a good day.